So if you're struggling with your chipping, I'm going to explain the 3 common chipping mistakes I see clients make when they come for a chipping lesson. It's going to really help improve your chipping. So the first mistake I see clients make is they're using too much loft on a club to hit a chip. So this is a fairly short chip shot and it's downhill. It's a pretty fast green. So I see a lot of people go straight away and they go to the lob wedge. So I usually ask them, okay, you use your lob wedge, where are you going to land it? And they're usually landing it about halfway. So just the simple concept of, if I put a garbage bin halfway, then I put another garbage bin about a pace on the green, and I got people to throw balls into each garbage bin. So let's say I throw white balls into the first garbage bin, the one that's closest to me. Then I throw 10 balls that are red into the second garbage bin. Which bin is likely to have more balls in it? Absolutely, it's the front bin. So the closer to us our landing area is, the easier the shot is. You could be the very best at the world at throwing balls into that second garbage bin, but out of 10 you might only get 5 in there. For the first garbage bin, you're probably going to get 9 or 10 into the bin. So it's so much easier. Now, if you're using your lob wedge and you're trying to land it halfway, more things can go wrong. If you mishit it slightly, it's going to affect your landing area. But if we pick a landing area that's really close, and I like 1 to 2 paces, on a short little chip where the ball isn't in the air for very long, I'd probably choose 1 pace. But if I was a little bit further back, I would choose 2 paces on the green, because you will at times slightly mishit it, but we do want it to land on the green. So practice not using loft. So that's my lob wedge. I'm actually going to use my gap wedge. So there's still loft. This is a short shot. I don't want it to roll very much, but I'm just going to really identify my landing area. So if I put a golf tee just in the ground there, about a pace on, so I want to land this ball somewhere between the edge of the green and that golf tee. And if I can do that, I'm giving myself the best chance of hitting a decent chip. Landed perfectly, you can see the ball rolling, and that's rolled down to just over a grip, fairly easy putt. But if I then take my lob wedge out and try and land it halfway, it won't end up as close as that one might. But we don't want to hit one good chip shot. We want to hit lots and lots of good chip shots. So the more chips I hit using this gap wedge and that small landing area, the lower my score is going to become. So the second mistake I see clients make when they're chipping, their swing length is inappropriate for the shot they're trying to hit. So if my intention is to land near this blue tee that I've got down here, and if I was going to throw a ball to land on the tee, I would be swinging back and through roughly the same distance. Yet there's so many golfers I see when they come for a chipping lesson, they have a short backswing and they have a really long follow through. That also helps them hit up on the ball, and they actually cold top it and skinny it over the back of the green. Not a great outcome. So I want people to think more in line with how they would throw the ball. So you could actually get a golf ball and say, okay, if I'm going to land near that tee, how am I going to throw it? And actually go through that process and think, okay, that landed pretty good. So what length of swing did I use? Yeah, that's pretty good. So I want to then duplicate the same type of swing. It won't be exactly, but the important thing is that my length of backswing and my length of follow through should be similar. I shouldn't have one much shorter than the other. And some people do the other way. They have a big backswing, decelerate and stop. We want to keep it equidistant. So if I can just get my swing length under control, the ball landed perfectly, and that's a decent result yet again. So I've matched up my backswing and my downswing. They're a similar length. That's going to assist you a lot in trying to improve your chipping. So the third mistake I see most people make when they're hitting chip shots is they're basically not hitting chip shots, they're hitting mini pitch shots. So they take their setup and they have their hands low. So from that camera there, when they take their setup, the butt of the club is clearly visible. I've got the club resting more on the heel of the club. And from that position there, I'm going to lift up and I'm going to chop down. That's for a pitch shot, not a chip shot. Chipping is very closely related to putting. So when you putt, you have your hands higher. So when you chip, I want to see the butt of the club hidden behind my right forearm. And this feels quite weird where the club's resting on the toe, but it's actually what you want, because by resting on the toe, you only have an inch of surface area coming into contact with the ground. If I sit it flat, we've got 3 inches, there's more things can go wrong. We don't really want to touch the grass much when we hit a chip shot. In fact, your bad shot is very, very slightly thin. So we set the club more on the toe. That gets my shaft more vertical. It's hidden, the butt of the club is hidden behind my right forearm. And from there, all I'm trying to do is use my putting stroke, and the club is staying low to the ground on both sides. I'm not lifting up and chopping down, because Isaac Newton discovered that what goes up must come down. We don't want a steep angle of attack when we hit a chip shot. So we just want it as shallow as we possibly can. So we take our setup, the grip's hidden behind my forearm. So from here, all I need to do is use my putting stroke, and the ball has landed where I want it to go. The ball's rolled out quite nicely, and once again, that's a decent chip shot. So I've hit 3 chip shots from here, all with my gap wedge, all trying to land somewhere near the tee. That's probably the worst chip shot I've hit, and I'm only 2 feet from the flag. So if we can start focusing on these 3 key areas when we start chipping, we're going to improve our chipping a lot. So don't make these 3 mistakes, get to work on them. I know you're going to chip better. If you start chipping better and finish closer to the hole, you're going to lower your score. If you want to lower your score, I'm going to put a link to another video just up here I know is going to help improve your golf.